I came up here to Williamsburg and it started pouring down rain right when I got into the city. It's all my fault. Starting to clear up now. See if I can get some rides done. And as usual, really great customer service with SeaWorld and Busch Gardens parks. The season pass had faded away to almost nothing, but they looked me up, got it reprinted. It's real bright now. Of course, I don't like taking my phone with me into parks when I'm going to be riding rides. But I got 2 hours left. I'll hope the weather holds up. And good thing I don't need to go to the kids section. I'm heading straight to Big Bad Wolf. And hearing those Scottish bagpipes as I turn that corner, I love it. Kings Dominion has the better coaster lineup, but there is just something special about this park. That's why I do like this park more, even though I tend to spend more time at Kings Dominion whenever I come to Virginia. I still like it here more. So the Fest House in the German section, and just to the left of it, Big Bad Wolf. I didn't look up ahead of time where to go for the ride or anything like that. I just figured I'll show up and wing it. I'm enjoying my park visits a lot more that way, just not doing extra research and knowing everything before I get there. Instead, just figuring it out when I get there. Hey, we got a rainbow. Thought it was closed because the sign said 999-minute wait. That's usually what they put up when it goes down, but that's probably leftover from when they went down for the storms. And the advantage to come in here right after a storm like that, a lot of people have left, no lines. In fact, I'll be walking right on the next cycle. There's 2 other people waiting. Oh, I absolutely love that. Yes, it has a little shakiness to it. You know what, it's not that bad. And I love the theming around it. You got onboard audio. I have no history with the original Big Bad Wolf, but I saw some videos, and from what I saw in the videos, it seems like this one has done the old ride justice. And I was not expecting that finale there. That was pretty cool. And I love that onboard audio. I love the setting, going through the village there. It is just so cool. I did it twice in a row. I thought I would just do it once for the credit and move on, but I'm gonna go back for more rides, especially since the line is so short. So even though it's a family coaster, it is so well done. I don't know where I'm gonna rank this as far as my new credits go. I always figured that Dragon Flyer would always be my favorite family invert, but no, I got a new favorite family invert here. And because of that finale, it's a long ride. Before that finale, it would have seemed like a bit of a short ride, but no shorter than the other family inverts. Dragon Flyer's over in a flash. That was fun. I did 10 laps in just a little over an hour. So after doing 15 laps on Twisted Timbers earlier today, I do 10 laps on Big Bad Wolf. First time I've ever done at least 10 rides on 2 different coasters at 2 different parks in the same day. That's something that actually could be done in Florida quite easily. You could do like 10 on Mako and then 10 on White Lightning at Fun Spot. This is a little more challenging. I had to take advantage of the short line for Big Bad Wolf. I don't know if it gets long lines, but it doesn't have any line now. And I hopped on Verbolten on the way back. It was basically a walk-on. Yep, it's open. Oh yeah, that was awesome. That is the way to end the day. 5 rides in the last 25 minutes, basically, including last night of the ride. I started with doing 2 in a row, and then I went around and got on for 1 ride, and I could have stayed on for a second in a row there, but looking at the time, I knew that if I wanted last ride of the night, I needed to get off there and go around. It was basically 8:52 whenever I did that. So at the end of the 4th ride, that had us pulling into the station at 9 o'clock, straight up, 9 o'clock, 9:01, and there were 2 people waiting to ride. So that meant they had to send 1 more train out, and so those of us on the train got to stay on for the last ride of the night. Or as the ride operator put it, last night of the ride. I'm so glad that I went ahead and came on out here for the final 2 hours. I got 16 rides, 10 on Big Bad Wolf, 1 on Verbolten, 5 on Pantheon. And combined with the 25 at Kings Dominion, that's 41 coaster rides. When I pulled into town here and it was pouring down rain, I thought, this evening is lost. I'll hope for the best tomorrow. But that's why you don't give up. Just pay attention to the radar. And I was watching the wait times and I saw that the rides were back open, so I got in the car and drove on over here. I wasn't in any kind of hurry to get here this morning after getting that bonus time last night, but I'm gonna check out the shows. They got a great Irish dance show. Check out the Oktoberfest show. I started with Verbolten, but I had to come over and get a couple more rides on Big Bad Wolf. On both my rides, I was getting on the next train out. Then the station started getting packed. So it takes about 45 minutes for it to develop a line. At least today it did. I was able to get on Pantheon pretty much right away. It's like a 1 or 2 train wait, even for the front row. And I did 3 laps on it in a short time. And now it is time for my #1 attraction at any park in the world, the Celtic Fyre Irish Dance Show. Thoughts remain the same. This is by far and away my #1 attraction at any amusement park, theme park I've been to. I'd rather see Celtic Fyre 1 time than ride Iron Rattler or X2 42 times. This show alone is worth a trip to Williamsburg. Even if there were no roller coasters here, I would still come to this park just for this show. Well, it took me a long time to get there, but I now like Griffin more than Apollo's Chariot. In fact, after that, I think I like this more than Shikra. It is riding so smooth in every row and every seat. That back row gives incredible airtime on both drops. I am not bothered at all by the over-the-shoulder restraints. I do grab the restraints and lean my head forward in a couple of moments. Overall, it's just so graceful that I don't have to do much to protect against head banging. I'm starting to come around to what others have said about these over-the-shoulder restraints compared to the vest restraints, at least on some of the dive coasters. I don't know how Yukon Striker and some of the others would do with these over-the-shoulder restraints. But as far as Griffin and Shikra goes, it's a simple enough layout and it's graceful enough and the elements are drawn out enough that you don't have to worry as much about headbanging with these as you do maybe with some of the newer dive coasters that use the vest restraints. And once again, at least for July, free beer. Free beer for pass holders, 50-cent beer for all guests. So pass holders can get 1 free one and then 2 more for 50 cents. Plus tax, plus tip. And to tell you what kind of day this is, in Batter is a station wait. Normally, this line is at least down to here, even on the slowest days. I still haven't ridden Nessie on this trip. I've got to get my Loch Ness Monster rides in. The Loch Ness Monster was awesome. Love the new theming. Love the way it's riding. Came over, did 2 more in Apollo's Chariot. And I jumped on Tepesto just to do it. Just to check it off the list. So now I've ridden every coaster in the park except the kiddie coaster today. I've ridden the kiddie coaster before though. Now, 43 minutes left to see how many laps I can get on Pantheon. I'm going the wrong way. So I was able to get 7 laps on Pantheon in those final 42 minutes. I was on the 3rd to last train of the night. That's okay, because I wanted to make sure I got to 7 for this round, because that gave me 10 for the day. I wanted to make sure that I got up to 10 for the day, so I went ahead and stayed on the train, even though I felt like I could have gotten off and gotten back in line in time, but I didn't want to risk it. It was 8:58. I kind of feel like I should have just taken that risk, and if I got cut off, oh well, because there were some very obnoxious people behind me on that final ride. Kind of spoiled it a bit, but that's okay. Happy that I got up to 10 laps on it for the day. That was really cool. And also that gave me 41 coaster laps for the day, for the second straight day, but all 41 today were here at Busch Gardens instead of splitting it between here and King's Dominion. I wasn't happy with how yesterday ended with that last ride on Pantheon, with those guys just screaming out, cussing constantly, using the N-word during the entire ride. I was like, I cannot end my time at Busch Gardens with that. So this will be better. End my time on a better note than last night. I also noticed this morning there is one show that was dark on Tuesday, Wednesday, so I didn't get to see it. It's in this theater, American Jukebox. So I'll check that out. Probably see one of the Irish dance shows, then head on out. So they got rid of an awesome drop tower to put in tables. All right. I had to get a few more laps on Big Bad Wolf. This is just so good. It may not have any airtime or much in the way of positive G-forces, at least strong positive G-forces, but the theming on it is just incredible. And it's a long ride. I just love everything about it. This is not just a family coaster. This is not just a family invert. This is just worlds better than every other family invert I've done. Sure, it would have been cool if we could have gotten this as an Arrow suspended coaster, but Arrow's not in business anymore, so B&M did a great job of basically redoing this ride. I talk a lot about the Irish Dance Show, but the Oktoberfest show is also worth checking out when you come to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. And also, you got air conditioning in here. So my last ride at the park was Loch Ness Monster, and the last thing I did was, of course, the Irish Dance Show, Celtic Fyre. The greatest attraction in the history of amusement slash theme parks. So that's it from what very well could be the best park in the world. Don't know if I'm gonna make it back here next year or not. And that makes me sad, but I gotta find some way to get back here. Dollywood is my favorite place to go for the Christmas season. This is my favorite place to come for the summer season. I was planning to do Carowinds at the end of today, but I just had to come back here for one more half day, and I do not regret giving up some Carowinds time to get more Busch Gardens Williamsburg time. But I'll have a little time at Carowinds tomorrow.